up, everyone? Welcome back to Chemical X. This is episode 21, and it's crazy that we're in fucking the 20s now. Soon we're gonna hit my age.
Oh my god, are we gonna do something big when we hit our age?
Well,
we're gonna have to
the same
do
age.
two, one for 23 and one for 24.
So if anybody didn't know,
Our
23
age?
and 24.
Yeah.
Maybe we should. But I feel like I'm 21 on the inside, so should we just do a celebration for this one?
Yeah, for 23 you get to decide what you want to do for the episode without hearing my annoying ball-busting ideas. And then for my 24th...
How about after the 23rd, since it's my age, all the other ones, we just get to hear my ideas and none of yours.
I'm glad that it's not going to happen. How about after mine we do that? This way you get yours, I get mine, and we're both happy.
Depends when we get there. If we like extend the episodes until after my birthday, then we're both 24 and then we're good. Then it evens out. Then it's you and then it's me and then we're good.
Am I that annoying person to be like, my God, I wish I was your age, 23?
Crazy how the years start going.
Veronica, they're not stopping now.
Well,
No.
I just feel like when I was 19, 20, 21, it was all fun and games. But now I have my friends who are younger and I'm 20 and I'm like, yeah, same. And then I'm like, hold on a minute.
I know.
I'm the old one.
I know.
It's weird when you start becoming the old friend.
You know when like
I don't
you're
like
like in your 18, 19, 20, you're like in your prime years. Ew, I'm acting like we're not in our prime now.
We're still in our
past,
prime.
We're adults now. But you know when we're that age and like it's the age that like guys want to date us because we're young and we're fresh. I'm like, oh my God, like if I ever become single again, like nobody's gonna want to date a 25-year-old. Like,
okay, whoa.
you know what I mean though.
I do know what you mean though, because
Imagine I'm single and then I don't find somebody for like 20 until I'm like 29. I'm gonna start having to get my eggs frozen. Like this shit is scary as a girl.
I feel like you keep bringing up babies and eggs, and I'm a little worried now.
No, your boyfriend is laughing, but not only is he laughing like normally, guys, he's high now, so there's no excuses.
But
now we don't know when we're actually funny because he's laughing at actually everything. So.
which is great, which is awesome. It's a ego boost. But you know you're old when the hot chicks in the movies are younger than you. Like, you know, when you're like watching those funny movies and they're at the college parties and everybody's 19, 20, and now I'm going, why am I older than these people?
I'm just pissed all these young girls didn't have their ugly stages now. Like, I'm on TikTok and I was looking at these sisters and I'm going, no, you're 18 and prettier than I'll ever be. And
18. I'm seeing literally 14-year-olds hotter than I'll ever be in my... And I'm like, I passed my stage
like, didn't you have braces? Like, I don't understand. Like,
how are they just being born? Didn't you have acne, braces? I don't know.
Do you think it's because they're getting stuff done earlier on?
No.
So
I just think also
they have
like
the YouTube tutorials on makeup and stuff.
Yes, and like the style is better. Like realistically speaking, we weren't that fucking ugly. We just didn't know what we were doing. We just all had side bangs that came from here and
pop up some pictures and I don't know. Even
no,
with
but
the
I'm saying like now the style is just so much better. Like when we were teenagers, the style was so ugly. Like we had low-waisted jeans with streaks in our hair and bangs that came from the side of my head and teased. Do you remember when you said tease your hair?
Yeah, now they have the 6 style right away and I'm going,
no. They're with their high-waisted jeans.
You wear those fucking ugly bell bottoms.
Yeah,
and
I'm like,
ugly crop top.
Fuck, you wear those fucking heelys and put a headband in your hair. Yeah. Like, we had the stage of Gossip Girl, but we all tried to redo it, and it was fucking ugly. Yeah,
and now they're all getting the Gossip Girl look.
And they're just getting it spot on.
Yeah. But speaking of TV shows, I don't know if anybody here has watched this, but it was like my favorite show in high school, and it was 90210, and I always said it.
Love 90210.
I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I'm living through them. I'm like, why can't this be my life? Like, living in LA, going to school, having this cool, rich, amazing fucking life. Like,
but you know what?
I passed my age to do it. So it's only going to be what? For my kids, maybe if this podcast takes off. Like,
that's exactly what I always used to think. Because
do it for the kids, guys. Come on.
I watched 90210 in college. And at that time, I was fucking pissed. Because I was like, you know what? I passed the ability to even dream about this happening to me. I can't dream of it anymore because I already passed high school. Yeah. So I would literally be pissed watching it, loving it. Because I'm like, I have no chance for this. And I'm like, if you think that my kids are getting this, no, because I didn't get it, so you're not getting it either.
Oh God, you already could tell.
You're not getting no fucking Beverly Hills High.
Everybody can tell what Veronica's gonna be as a mom.
I'm pissed.
When I was your age.
When I was your age, I took a yellow bus to school.
Yeah.
No, but I'm pissed. Trust me. And the worst part is when you're literally seeing these kids having your best life and you're already past that stage and you're going, fuck you.
Yeah.
Like,
and you
I'm
know
pissed.
how everyone says, oh, I'm always going to give my kids the life they ever had.
No, they don't get shit.
Bitch, no. Stand in fucking line.
My kids do not get anything that I didn't have.
No.
So once I start being famous, that's when you can be famous. You don't get to go to these sick high schools and be a cheerleader and be hot.
Like, I always think I'm like Northie and all these young kids, like, they can't grow up ugly. Like, there's no way they're going to have an ugly stage because it's like...
They're not allowed. And I feel like that's a lot of pressure.
They're always on camera. And it's like, it's a little different than us being on camera, you know?
But I also think that I would never want to have my kid... Like, it's easy to say like this, but I can't imagine wanting to have your kid on camera all the time. Like,
I'm pretty sure even Kanye was like, I don't want my
but
kids.
But it's true.
But in the end, let's be real, they're on camera.
I mean, that's what their life. That's how they make money. But think of it, like, you have the whole world looking at your little kid and all they're known for, like, they're so judged on their looks. Like, I always see them like talking about like how literally like babies look, like who's the cutest kid of all of them. I'm like, you can't start doing that. Like, imagine these kids.
Do that on
I always see like, oh, cutest Kardashian kid is this one, or how cute, and I'm just like, I can't imagine like these kids are growing up and like they have so much pressure to be hot. Like, if I was a kid of the Kardashians, they would have said, remove her, find a sewer for this one to go into, because it's not happening.
Because like there's so many, like, everyone grows up with like their own insecurities, and it's like, even, I don't want to go back into the topic of like getting a girl, but like, guys don't realize that sometimes even the prettiest girls have the most insecurities. So like, you really just don't know.
I would say most of the time it's actually the prettiest girls that are the most insecure, because they're the most like scrutinized for their look. So if you're always being told like, oh, you're so pretty, or like, people are more picky on you. Like, if you're pretty, they'll be like, oh, like, she's so pretty, but look at her lips, or she's so pretty, but look at her eyebrows, or like, they're more picky on somebody who's genuinely pretty. Like,
so I even say it for me, I'm like, I would never in my entire life date like a model or something, because they grew up always being told yes, that they're so into their looks that to treat you right,
you're
or
not
to
necessarily even, as a model, you get a lot of no's more than you get yeses.
Okay, but if you're a model who's made it and you're super, like, you're always being told, like, oh my God, you're so hot. It's like, they're going to go into relationships and they're not complimenting you. They're the type of guys who are posting fucking selfies in their bathroom, and it's not my type of guy. You can't even, like, as a guy, okay, like, your boyfriend does it, but it's fine because it's all artsy and shit. But like, you're like, oh, okay.
You gotta pass, babe.
But you know what I mean? Like, when you go on guys' Instagrams and like, it's all pictures of them. There's no friends. Like, it's like, for a guy, like, I'm sorry, if I'm looking at an Instagram, like, I look at that. I'm like, I don't want to have, why are you posting like gym selfies? Like, that shit like actually turns me off. I'm like, I don't care how hot you are. Yeah. My vagina's dry. Like,
yeah. I feel like you're really like that. I don't really care as much, but definitely I can't imagine myself going for a guy who only posts gym pics and like it's just not my type of guy in general. Like, his personality that matches that Instagram probably doesn't go for me. I don't want you to care
about Instagram. Actually, in fact, I don't want you to have Instagram. Like, let me be the star. You don't need Instagram.
I mean, yes and no, because
you know what I mean, though.
But it depends, because I find there's two ways that it could go if they don't have Instagram. It's either they don't have Instagram and they don't care and you do what you want, or they don't have Instagram but
they want you not to have it.
They're so like
your ex-boyfriend.
Yeah, like they're so like focused on like,
I wasn't gonna say that, but thanks for that.
They're so like focused on how social media is like bad, and you know, you shouldn't have it, and you shouldn't care about likes.
Are you laughing at her ex-boyfriend, or are you laughing at
And I just think like, when you don't have something, you understand it a lot less. So it's like, then you're gonna have a million fights about why you care about posting this pic or getting this picture, and it's like,
I think the bottom line is like,
you need somebody who understands and likes Instagram, but not to the extent of, you know, where it becomes obnoxious.
I'm sorry, but I'm going to call him your average Joe, but the average Joe who doesn't have Instagram and doesn't understand it, and no, get a real job or whatever, like, those kind of guys, like, I just can't. Old fashioned is what we call them.
Oh my God, why do I have COVID?
Old?
Jesus.
Well, don't transmit it to me.
I don't think you can get it to the mic.
Should we give her a mask? We'll give you a little memory of what it's like to work in the restaurant.
I'm
Show me
so
your face so I know you're hot.
I'm so not old fashioned that I
know.
Honestly, if you're old, first of all, social media being my job, if you can't understand social media, like, bye. Whatever, major loser. But like, old fashioned is literally the one quality that just doesn't work for me. I cannot be with somebody who has old fashioned like qualities to them, because it's just like, even if there's things that I agree with, if you have an old fashioned thing, I'll literally change my beliefs and go against it, just because I'm like, ugh, I hate the old fashioned way of thinking. This should be this way. And I feel like
sometimes it gets hard because it's like, we're such a different generation, but like, when I'll speak to like my parents or whatever, like, my mom is more hip in the sense of like, but then there's my dad who's like old fashioned, and it's like, as much as we want to be like, oh, why are they this way? Like, it's hard to understand, but like, it's how they were raised. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if we were born in that time, we'd probably be the same way.
No, I don't. I totally understand why parents and that generation is the way they are.
My dad, I'm like, ugh, like.
But I don't like take it away from them. Like, I'm totally okay with it. But for me, it's people that are my age and who are like so old fashioned in the way they think. It's like, you're not allowed to be that way.
What, like 4 years older, and all of a sudden they feel like they're from a different generation.
But,
it's like,
but even our age, like I know a lot of people that have like these old fashioned ways of thinking, and I'm just like, you're not allowed, because you were like, raised,
stop trying to be an old soul.
You were raised in the ability to have the education to not be this way. So like, why are you bringing on? And then the excuse is, but I guess I'm just traditional. No, you're just choosing to keep these stupid ass stereotypes and dumb shit because it works for you, but like, it's stupid. You know, at the end of the day, I forgot to
mention at the beginning of the podcast, I just wanted to say again, thank you so much, Rachel, for coming on the podcast. If you guys all watched, it was an interesting one. It takes a lot of balls to come on a podcast and talk about some things that she did. And just no hate, no judge. And let's be real. Like,
I think we like to cover topics that are like not spoken about as much. And I think a lot of people like that about our podcast. So like, we just keep it real and want to get real people on the podcast, like real people sharing their stories. Like, it's not always about the people that are in the light and the people that have like this, you know, stereotypical way of having this life. Like, I think it's so interesting to have like real people going through their experiences and what it is.
I feel like we can relate a lot more to a person, an average person, than somebody who's like already super like made it or like because it's more relatable. Like
100%. You want to hear the person, you know, you want to hear the average person and their stories, you know. People watch celebrities and people that have a lot of followers and stuff. They watch them all the time, and you're kind of desensitized to it because you're like, okay, but you know, you're famous, so what are your problems, or what's your experience to mine? It's nothing like mine. But I find it so much more interesting to hear a story from somebody that's like alongside us.
It's definitely just more relatable. You feel like, oh, okay, so if I did that,
I mean, people like to be able to put themselves in like the shoes of somebody else, and it's a lot harder to do when, you know, you're a top model. So you know what I mean? Or
are you calling Rachel a non-top model?
No, I meant like a fucking influencer celebrity. That's not what I meant by that. But no, but obviously, like, it's so hard to relate to these people that are like on cameras 24/7 and they know how to talk and they know how to this. Like, hearing somebody talk and say their true experiences in their everyday life, like a life that we literally all live, is like what makes, I find, stories like that so much more interesting.
I think like in so much, like, especially nowadays, like, it's even hard to be like at a job because it's like we see so much going on. And I know we spoke about this, but I feel like maybe like when Rachel did it, it was like a little bit before everyone started doing it. What was it, like maybe like 7-8 years ago? It was still a thing, but like it was, I guess I could say we were how old at then? Like maybe like 17? Anyway.
I mean, I don't know if that's the calculation, but.
Well, fuck. David, don't laugh. Pull out the calculator.
23 minus 3.
Anyways, I thought it was hilarious that like it was so funny and like so raw, honestly. There was nothing that we wouldn't say off camera that we said on camera. So.
That's why the podcast is hilarious, because I think we just say everything and then it's like perfect. So I just told all my secrets.
Speaking of which, I was like, I'm gonna have to say this story on the podcast because it's just 2 jokes. So I recently moved, and no, I didn't move out. Still broke for that. So I moved out with my parents essentially down the street, I would say. We didn't even need
not even down the street. Like, I could probably see your old house from your new house.
We didn't need a moving truck. Are you kidding me? Everything fit
in. You could just walk.
We just walked. I'm like, at that point though, to move down the street, like I get it. All my parents that area. My parents love the area because all their friends live there, and they just wanted to move to a smaller house because like we're all basically moved out except for me, daddy's little girl. And
oh my God.
Girl. I know.
I think that's the probably worst time you could say that after our last podcast. Okay, wait, can you just do this? I feel like you have lipstick, and then I feel like you're going to make me delete the whole podcast if you just did the whole thing. Okay, you're good.
I'm good for now.
You're like, I was going to make you delete the whole podcast.
But yeah, so my parents moved to a smaller home down the street, like Veronica said. So basically, I look out the window and I go, oh, that was my old house. So every time I drive now in Waze, I still have my old address, but I go home. Same. You know what I mean? Same address, whatever. So sometimes I'm like in the mood while I'm driving, and it happens to me actually more often than not. Pretty
much every time I'm driving.
So I'm driving, and all of a sudden I go to my old house because I'm like, okay, like I'm here. And so I park in the driveway. It's like 5:30. Nobody's there at that point. So I'm like, oh, okay. And it was like what? Like 2 weeks in since we moved. I kid you not. I get out of the car, grab my bags, go to the side door, put in my fucking PIN, Veronica, open the door.
It was the same
PIN? They haven't changed the PIN in 2 weeks. I guess they figure, she's not going to rob anything. Veronica, I kid you not, the only reason I did not go and fully the house is because they had all their kids' sets and everything, like their whole tower. I looked and I'm like, oh my God, this is not my house. I literally get out, clicked the lock button, looked around. I was like, even if my neighbors see me, they'll maybe it'll pass right through them. Like, they've had us there for like 25 years.
Nobody's thinking you're stealing it. Actually, if there's any time to go and rob them, it's now.
Holy, before they actually change it. How fast can this podcast not air?
Yeah.
Let me tell you, there's nothing to rob. There's nothing that I want in there. Kids shit, all this shit I threw out and went to garage sales when I was 5 years old.
Came right back.
And so.
Oh my God.
I rushed to my house. I was so embarrassed.
You rushed the 30 extra seconds back to your house.
Oh my God.
That's hilarious.
But it's like, change the PIN.
Yeah. Like, come on. They probably said, we don't know how to work this. They won't come back. We're good. Fuck. Now it's like you should try every once in a while just to make them realize they need to change that PIN. Hey, guys. Same PIN.
Winter comes along. I go again. They literally have a gun at me. I'm like, hi, I'm sorry.
Thank God you didn't go in when there was people home. Like.
And 5:30 prime time. Now it's like, guys, if anybody wants to rob that house, you know that around 5:30 nobody's there.
And the PIN is?
And they have kids, so don't do that.
Yeah. Please don't take our advice. Oh my God, that's hilarious.
I feel like we literally said pedophiles. Now's your chance. Like,
oh my God. Well, hopefully nobody knows where you live and what your PIN code is. But
True.
I still haven't changed. Like, now we're in quarantine and we're supposed to be like.
Veronica keeps looking at her hands. I'm not sure if it's the watch she's telling her boyfriend she wants or the nails that need a refill. Like, I'm confused.
I just got my nails done today. So.
Bye.
Whoa. Cat and coat. Awesome nails. I'm actually looking.
Why do I feel like they're the same color as your skin?
They're not. They're like a nude purple. Like, insulting. Everybody can go tell us to go fuck yourself. So I keep looking at my hand because I have a burn.
Just because you're pale.
That's probably why. I keep looking at my hand because I have a burn, and it's actually a hilarious story that I forgot to say last time. So, if you guys remember my story that I got blackout drunk on my cousin's communion, it took a while for me to get there. So,
to get where?
To my cousin's communion. So, the day of, it's like at 2 p.m. So we wake up, me and my boyfriend were chilling. He decides the morning of that he doesn't have something to wear. So let's go to Zara. I'm like, perfect. Already I fucking hate you. Great. Let's hop in the car. So we go to Zara, and now it's disgusting to go anywhere, especially on a Saturday. Mask, fucking sanitizer, line down the street.
Don't call it sanitizer. Call it tequila.
It's tequila. And it's disgusting, and lines everywhere, no parking, so whatever. We finally make it to Zara, and we go in. I'm like, my boyfriend's like, you know what? Stay home, babe. Like, get ready, and I'll go with the Uber. And I'm like, no, it's fine. Like, I just want to see if there's something for me, you know? So we go to Zara, whatever. And then he starts taking long, but now I'm pissed. Now I'm like, you wanted to go to Zara. This was all your idea. Now we're going to be late for the fucking communion. He's like, bitch, you literally said you wanted to come. I told you to stay home. I'm like, no, I said you had half an hour. Anyway, so basically we left an hour and a half later. He got his nice outfit. I'm glad for him. He had his nice outfit and I was rushing home to no outfit. Perfect.
What do you mean you had an outfit? You weren't even going to go to Zara.
Yeah, I had to also pick up my outfit on the way back from my sister's house.
That's what girls do. We forget to add in the little things. We always say we're ready, but we're never actually ready.
It was my boyfriend's getting his outfit. I'm stopping by my sister's, getting a bag from her on her fucking doorknob.
All the little things that add into being fucking 3 hours.
Anyway, so now I'm pissed because I'm blaming him because I'm going to be ugly for the communion and he's not allowed to be the ugly one because it's my family, so I have to be the pretty one. Anyways, so we get home and we're fucking late. And now it's like when you're late and you're getting ready, suddenly everything is taking 10 times more time. Your liner's going wrong. You have to fix everything. So I'm doing my makeup and at this point I'm over it. So I do my whole face of makeup, but now I'm starving because it's 3 p.m. So I do my whole face. My whole face is done, looking amazing. I just have to do my hair. I go and put a pizza in the oven. Go put it in. All of a sudden, my nose starts bleeding everywhere.
No.
So right away, when your nose is bleeding, you put your hands over. You know what I mean? You couldn't hear me anymore. You put your hands over your face. So what happens? Blood all over my face. I'm
on
like,
the pizza too?
No, the pizza. I put the pizza in the oven.
Pizza was safe, guys.
Pizza, safe. My makeup, unsafe. So I get blood all over my face. I'm like, now I'm fucking pissed. So wipe off my makeup. Redo my face makeup.
I would have never wiped it all. I would have said, here's a little concealer. We're caking on today.
No. And I'm literally bleeding in the sink. I'm going, hello, like, babe, get me a fucking napkin. And he's like, oh, I thought you were good. I'm like, get me a fucking napkin right now. He has a tendency of doing that. The shit happens to him and he says, yeah. I choked the other day. I said, babe, you weren't even scared I was choking. Yeah, I knew you'd be fine. Like, get me a fucking napkin and wipe my nose that's bleeding. Anyway, so my nose bleeds, redo my face makeup, back to getting my hair done.
So did you think that you looked good?
Like I thought I looked amazing. Okay. I was ready for the second step of beautifying. So I start doing my hair and I'm like doing like these. At this point, I'm so fucking late that I'm like, you know what? I'm doing the longest hair possible. I'm doing the vintage curls that you pin up, everything. Whole kit. So I'm on my second curl. I grab the iron by the hot side, obviously. Grab the iron, burn my hand so bad that I start crying. Like, you know when it burns so much, like your eyes just start tearing?
Yeah.
Start crying. Makeup ruined for a second time.
No, I would literally say canceled.
I literally thought so hard, I am canceling. I'm not going. And then, needless to say, I'm on my second curl. So I have to do my whole head of hair with a fucking broken, burnt-ass hand with the hand that I curl with.
Start learning.
I almost said, babe, look at fucking Kevin Murphy and look 2 YouTube videos and then come and do it on me. Anyway, so I'm literally at my desk with an ice pack. I'm icing my hand and then I'm going. Anyways, finish my hair.
I want to know where your boyfriend is in all this.
He's sitting on the couch because he knew I'd be okay.
Do their hair, put on a suit, and they look good, and
they're still late. My boyfriend's still late.
That's the thing about guys. They say they're ready, they're waiting, and then all of a sudden it's time to walk out of the door. They lost their wallet, they lost everything.
And they just have to take a quick shower. Babe, 2 minutes. I just have to shave.
No.
Hate them. Anyway, so basically I cried my makeup off again. Finally finished my hair, redid my makeup, and I got to the communion at 4:30 p.m. when it was at 2.
I mean, I kind of get now why you got so wasted.
I said, if I don't make use... I want to
ease the pain from my burn. Let's get smashed.
First of all, I need to ease the pain from my burn. Second of all, if I don't make use of this hours and work and 2 times doing my times doing my makeup, you better believe I'm taking shots for the 3 faces I put on. You shouldn't have even done your
makeup another fucking 3 times because by the time you're wasted, your liner's smudged anyways. Oh my God.
I have this wasted face that it's like I start crying from the side and then everything's just my eyelashes start crunching and I can always tell when I'm wasted the next day because I look at my lashes and all the side are crunched together and I'm like drunk.
Crazy.
Blackout.
But like, speaking of nosebleeds, oh my God. I have some stories for you. So I just want to let you know, Dr. Schwartz, if you're listening, I'm not blaming this on you, but I never had nosebleeds before this, so I'm a little confused. Now, when we have you on the podcast, we will discuss. We will discuss why my nose is always bleeding. And if you say it's because it's the season, I'm going to let you know that there was seasons before I did my nose job and that wasn't happening. So I'm confused.
Oh my gosh. You're going to send it to this in his DMs?
No, but when I went to Toronto and I was kind of there learning, what do you call it when you go? I went to
conference.
Toronto. Not a conference, but like I was starting with
workshop?
The company.
Training?
So they just wanted to meet me. Training.
Oh my God, this was charades. Workshop, training.
Literally.
500 for training.
When I went for training and I'm at the restaurant meeting them all for the first time, I'm there all together. My nose starts bleeding. I'm like, everyone is gonna think I'm a cokehead. I've literally never touched coke in my entire life. Now I'm driving home. This is another time. I'm driving home. And I always have napkins in my car, but the one time I need them.
You never have them.
Why would they be there? They're always
Never.
there, Alessia, but why would they be there? Maybe because you used it for the fucking time you pissed all over the car. Maybe that's why they're gone. I'm kidding.
No, you're not kidding. That's probably why they were gone.
Veronica, if only I had napkins that day.
If only.
Ew, I'm going to put my
napkins. You need a diaper. You need some pull-ups in the back seat.
I start bleeding.
Pull up and pull out.
I start bleeding while I'm driving, okay? And at this point, like, I have nothing around me. But, like, when you're bleeding and, like, you're driving on a highway, like, Veronica, I was literally, like, I didn't know what to do. And I swear to God, I'm like, I don't have napkins. I'm looking around, but it's gushing. What do you do? I had a sock. I'm not joking. I had one sock. Because I'm always...
How convenient.
Guys, I live in and out of my boyfriend's place. I basically don't have a home. I'm everywhere. I live out of a bag. So... every time, something always gets dropped in the car, and this time it was a sock.
Couldn't be better.
So I'm just happy it was material. Let me tell you who took that sock.
At least it wasn't an underwear, and you're driving down the road with a fucking thong on your nose.
But I just want to clarify that it wasn't a clean sock. So that's what's up. That's what I was working with. A sock that was dirty.
A gym sock.
When they say don't put a sock, that's probably what it was. After the gym, Veronica, I had a sock, and I was literally, guys, I was that girl driving, putting a dirty sock up my nose. You know when they say your face is the most precious part. You don't want to put dirt. You don't want to touch your face with your hands. Let me tell you, I fucking took a dirty sock up my nose. So Dr. Schwartz, we're going to have to speak. Because I can't do this life anymore.
You need a whole fucking powder room in your car. You need a toilet, fucking running water. A toilette. You need running water. You need napkins, tampons. Honestly, did you ever do the thing where you put a tampon in your nose?
Honestly,
you need an RV. But listen to me. Did you ever do the thing where you put a tampon in your nose?
No, I've only kept it in too long.
That, my friend. Now you ban tampons. Now you said get these away from me.
The other day I had my parent like, Veronica, do you have a pad? She's like, a pad? I only have a tampon. I'm like,
what does this look like?
We don't use these over here. We are traumatized. We want to keep our legs.
Nah, she still took it because she said okay. And I said, don't forget to take it out.
I was too embarrassed to tell you, but I didn't put it on.
You said...
No, I said napkins. Let's start making a fort. Roll it over. Smash it down.
I can't.
Pop it in.
You know what my problem... You know...
Pop it up.
You know what my problem is? I can never go to the pharmacy and go to the section and start saying pads. I just go tampons. But there's always the time that I don't have a tampon and somehow I need a pad, or when you're sleeping. And what do? For everybody who's listening on Spotify, I'm folding toilet paper. And I'm saying, and it's next time I'll buy a pad.
And you wake up in the morning, please God have mercy on me. But it didn't go through.
Please God have mercy.
Like, if only I was sleeping on these couches, I would wake up not with a panic attack, because I'd be like, red, everything's gonna blend in. On white bamboo sheets, I have news for you.
Hold on a minute.
Your boyfriend's
sleeping
waking
on
up
these
and
couches.
saying, I'm pretty sure I didn't take your virginity.
Wait, what?
I'm saying I would wish that I would put napkins on.
I clocked out of the convo for 2 seconds, and I came back and I heard your boyfriend saying didn't take your virginity. I'm saying, hold on, say that again.
No, listen, rewatch it and you'll understand.
Yeah.
Okay?
Mm-hmm. Great. I never watch our podcast. You're like, hold on a minute.
Yeah.
I only watch what I need to watch. There's something about hearing myself. When I'm editing, I'm literally like, I literally scream, shut the fuck up.
I'm not even going to lie.
Like, I never
Before
stop.
we ever even started this, I was like, do I want to start a podcast? Because Veronica's version of a podcast entailed, like, we're going to do video form also. We're going to be the original type who does both. And I was like, Veronica, like, do you know how insecure I am? Like, we can't just show our faces all fucking day long. Like, and like, I feel like it's as weird as this is to say.
But you just, you went on sleep mode for a second.
Holy.
Ma'am, we're having a glitch here. Somebody could check.
I was on sleep mode.
Host number 2.
Oh my god.
Can you turn her on and off? Get some rice in here.
What was I
saying? You have some rice? Put her in rice.
What was I saying?
You were saying about being insecure and not wanting to be on video.
And now we're on video. But I have to say,
I get it in every episode. I have a gun. I always pull out these guns.
I don't know. You pull out these guns and these whispers. But yeah, I guess just like being on our 20th episode, I learned that I don't give a fuck anymore. Like, it really takes time though, because I was literally Soulja Boy in my first one.
Well, you grew so much because we just did. I have soul memory loss. I don't even remember if we spoke about this, but we just. I have soul memory loss. Inglés. Enrico Iglesias.
Oh my god.
What? Anyways, don't listen to me. Turn off. Skip. I was gonna say you grew so much because we just did a fucking music video. Did we already talk about that?
No, we didn't even speak about it.
Guys, we're
working in reverse today.
Hold on. Let's backtrack a little bit to 2 hours ago. We were literally, I had whole ass hoop earrings in my ear.
Yes.
What am I, an owl? That's
what are you having,
not
sex?
That was the furthest noise from an owl. That was a fucking monkey. Anyways, I had my whole ass hoop earrings on. Alessia was in the back seat of the car and we were filming a music video because we're so fucking popular.
Guys, I just want to let you know that her and her sister, they got prime spots in the front for the music video. I just want to know what it's like being in the back. Okay. Let me tell you, I'm just trying to get that scene. I'm trying to get that 2 seconds of fame. And I'm not even sure I got it. But I'm glad that they're all girly and dancing. The guy was like, okay, so you're going to drive to the light. At the light, when it turns yellow, you're gonna stop. And you're just going to be dancing and you guys are going to like just like be having fun. I'm like, how does it work when they're like connecting eyes and they're making it all natural? And I'm like, they're like,
you're the one in the back.
I'm the one in the back going, does anybody even see me?
You're the one that when you're 3 people walking on the sidewalk, you get pushed off the edge.
Literally.
But you're still trying to walk beside and you're trying to keep it up. But then there's a car.
To keep up, but
just doesn't work.
And then all of a sudden I was like, oh, I do a podcast. I can be on video. I'm a new girl. I'm not insecure anymore. Yeah, fucking right. All of a sudden, the music's on. The wind's going through. I'm like, wow, I'm feeling myself.
I'm like, I'm Beyonce.
I'm like, excuse me. Do you mind just showing me what I just did? I look at the video and I said, okay, scary. I am not made for music videos. I did this wink and I said, Alessia, you are never in your entire life ever gonna wink again because it's not for you.
You're a good winker though, I realize.
Really?
You always pull out the wink, but when I wink I look like I have an issue. I all of a sudden
have a fucking eyebrow that's 45 years old, so my eyebrow goes all wrinkly. I'm like, oh my god, it's when I'm looking at 45.
I can't wink though. I always do like but it doesn't.
You wink but your mouth moves.
My whole face moves when I wink. It's like,
anyways,
it's not cute. Let me tell you, I don't pick up with this wink.
We videotaped like,
babe, is it working?
It's very scary. But they videotaped us for like 45 minutes in each scene, and I'm like, watch. The one scene that I'm not gonna like of me winking is the one they're gonna be like, put that in. You're not gonna see me ever. That one part that I didn't like is gonna be
and it's gonna be the thumbnail.
That's why I don't like music videos, because I can't direct. I can't be like, bitch, don't put that in. They're gonna go, she looks stunning there. But that's what it is with pictures and everything. Your friends all go, love that picture of you, and you go, really? That's the ugliest pic. And then the pic we choose is the one everybody hates.
Always. I was actually telling that to somebody the other day. The ones that like somebody on the outside would say like, oh, you look, this is the best picture, you look amazing.
What we should listen to, because we're so programmed to be like,
but we have our own insecurities of what we think is ugly and our bad angles and whatever, but you're so fixated on that you're like focused on those bad things, but people don't see that when they look at you. So literally when people look through pictures, they always choose the picture that you don't like, and you're like, excuse me, hold on a minute.
Yeah.
But that's why I never trust photographers choosing my pictures. I swear photographers always choose the ugliest pictures of me, and I'm like, deleted.
Oh my god, speaking of which, I'm doing my first photo shoot on Friday. I'm so fucking nervous because I feel like, I don't know, you've done a million. I've never really done them. And I also said, I'm not doing a photo shoot until I get my nose job. Then I got my nose job, and then I was like, I'm not doing a photo shoot until I get my lips
until
done.
I see what the buzz is about with the lips. Then I saw what the buzz is about.
And I want more.
Bzz.
But
I always have to do the buzz.
Anyways, I'm nervous because I'm going, how do you, like, I don't know. I'm stressed.
I just, the key is don't look. Don't look at what you're doing. Don't say, show me the picture, because then you're going to say,
No, the trick is show me the pictures so I can see I look ugly, so we don't have to do the whole shoot ugly.
So that I can only charge you for 1 hour and then I'll leave after.
Oh my god. Yeah. But
photo shoots are fun.
Yeah.
I like being on video better. I guess I'm just a Hollywood movie star.
I guess so.
On YouTube.
Has Mark Zuckerberg changed your...
Zuckin. No blue check mark yet, but we're working on it. We'll see.
Wink is
maybe after that music video.
That Wink is working on it too. Let me tell you.
That Wink is... Whew,
yeah.
Let me tell you.
Veronica goes, so I really wanted to talk about a topic on the podcast today, and it's love. And I'm like, okay, you take the cake on that one.
Hold on a minute. Missing a few words there. Wouldn't say love is the topic.
Airplane mode.
What?
I was on airplane mode.
Literally. You were on Do Not Disturb. I wanted to talk about, and it's so random to throw this in now to this podcast, wherever this has gone, but I wanted to talk about basically,
you're summing up love. Okay. Like
I said, not about love, but when to say I love you, or when's the right time. I just feel like it's such a disgust about thing. When you say, first of all, how do you know it's the right time to say I love you?
You never do. You literally are gambling every time.
There is never.
I don't care how many times they said that they like you. You do not say I love you until they say I love you.
But I think it's like proposing, where you could say a million times, I'm so ready to get married with you. And then as soon as you have to get down on that knee, it's like, you don't know if you're getting a yes anymore.
No, literally.
But do you feel like there's a time when you say okay.
So I've only said I love you to one person in my life. You're like, I fucking hope so. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Why would
no, I've said it to all my... I always said I'm going to be that person to say I love you to one person, because I love you is such a strong word, and I only wanted to say it with the person that I'm going to be with forever.
I feel like I started off that way, and then I realized...
You realized 7 boyfriends in that you told all 7 that you love them.
I realized
David, you are special, but she just doesn't have another word to call it. Twin flame.
I do have another word. That's the word. I only told 3 people that I love them.
Okay.
You're like, okay, so 2 more than me. Perfect. Yeah. It's a lot. Like I said, sacred word you only say once.
Yeah, but you also had a lot of boyfriends, so.
A lot of I did. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I don't know if I'm
defensive, but also okay. Experience.
I defend myself, and then I say I'm a whore. No, I'm joking. I take that back.
She's a whore.
Promiscuous. Also kidding. If David's family is listening, joking.
If they're not, she's a whore.
I only told 3 people that I love them, including my boyfriend now.
Okay, was it awkward each time?
The first time I ever told somebody I loved them, it was my first my first serious boyfriend.
And did you say it first, or did they?
I said it first.
My God, who are you? Did you want to propose too?
But I told him we had been dating for 6 months, but dating for 6 months, and he was really shy. He was a really shy, reserved guy.
You're dating after 6 months. How is he still shy?
But I'm just his personality himself, he was very he's very he would just go with the flow, Okay. So I knew he was never gonna say it first. I knew I was his first girlfriend too. It was all very but I was more experienced, so I felt like I had to set
Are you justifying the reasons of him just not loving you, or?
No, he loved me.
And
I wrote it in a card for his birthday or something, and then at the end I wrote I love you, and then I was like, ew. Am I a loser? What is this, grade 2?
Well, apparently you were just as shy as him, because you wrote it in a fucking notepad. At least say it.
But then the second time that I told him, it was my second boyfriend. He told me he loved me, but I didn't say it back right away. And that's what I want to talk about. What do you think about when somebody says I love you and you don't say it back right away, or the other person doesn't say it back right away?
Well, that's what happened with me. So say your story.
Well, I have too many stories about saying I love you.
Okay, you said there's 3 guys, so there should only be
Yeah, but I've also
stories.
had people tell me they love me and I didn't say it back. So how does that work?
Oh my God.
Ever. I actually have, honestly, I'll say this story just because it takes the cake. I was seeing this guy and we were not even dating. This was we were seeing each other. No dating, open relationship. Open relationship, is that the word? Anyways. And we were on a road trip. So already we're 6 hours away from...
Let me tell you what, there's one place not to do it. It's a road trip. It's going to be a silent road.
I would rather we do it a flight. At least I can get back sooner. A road trip is you have to sit beside each other in the car.
Oh
there is nothing worse than that. So we're on a road trip and we're 6 hours away from our like home. And we're with like my best friend and like his friend and whatever. So we're all staying in this house. And basically, I don't know why the fuck he thought this was a good idea. But we're in the middle of having sex. And he looks at me and he's like, so are you going to tell me you love me? And I literally
I don't believe you.
Believe me. And I was so, there's nowhere to escape. You're literally face to face. Like there's no
God.
like, turn up the music. Like there was none of that. So I literally just ignored him. Completely ignored him. I just turned a blind eye.
I would have just acted like I didn't hear.
Yeah, I acted like I didn't hear. And then he said it again. And
okay,
he was
I hate him already. That's why you guys didn't last.
But I just need to give you guys a visual, and depending who's listening, please don't have a visual, but we were literally having sex. So...
Well, they have a visual now, so.
Yeah, but, And he says it again, and he's like, are you going to tell me you love me? And I was like, what do you... No? Like, you think I'm going to say no? You think I'm going to say no?
What if you
First
said
of all,
something
we're not dating.
Well, I really like hanging out with you.
Yeah. That's like saying, get the fuck out of my face.
That's
so
like
I just said, I settled with, I don't tell people I love them. Because I felt like that was like,
sassy.
I'm not saying I don't love you. I'm just saying like, I don't, but it was also like, hold on, we're not even dating. I never even agreed to be your girlfriend and you're going to ask me and tell me I love you. Like, tell me I love you.
Yeah.
Tell you I love you. Anyways, I just think like, first of all, totally caught me off guard, and like I would never do that. Like unless I know we're serious and like we're actually dating, I would never pull that out. Like he took a risk there, and then he
took an extra
we
risk.
Were guys 6 hours away. I had to and then after I'm like, are you mad at me? He's like, no, why? I'm like, well, I don't know.
Well, because
he's like, well, it's fine if you don't feel. I was like, okay. So we're gonna act like you don't love me, okay? Got it. We're gonna act like you didn't say it because you wanted to say it back, okay?
Okay, cool.
You were just checking if I loved you. Got it. But like, no, I think I wouldn't tell somebody.
I think it's better off he did that because you saw his weirdness right away. You got out of the car.
It's not that he was weird.
Never seeing him again.
It's not that he was weird. I think he just had a different view of our relationship, which is super common. Like you think you're in a different place, but you're not on the same page. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, you weren't dating, you weren't anything.
But that's why. So
right.
Number
I don't even know
one,
why I'm saying that because my story.
Number one, I would say if you're not like actually serious, you're like this is going against my story. But if you're not actually serious, I probably wouldn't say I love you. Mm-hmm. You know?
No, I know.
I think you need to know I at least want to be your boyfriend.
No, for sure.
I at least want... Okay, I'm tired, guys. It's midnight.
Yeah.
I at least want to be your girlfriend before you tell me you love me. Like, I'm not the type of person... Yes, I've said it to, like, more than one person, but I don't say it after 3 weeks, you know? Like, I like to for sure know because I'm also very specific with...
For sure no, but she's on her third time, guys.
Yeah, but
so
I believe...
At this point, Veronica, start saying it on the first week you start dating somebody because it's not going to change shit.
Yeah, but I also think that there's different types of love. So I think you can be in love with somebody...
Here we go.
Yeah, but it's true. You could be in love with somebody differently from... Like, you could say I love you and mean it, but then say I love you to somebody else and mean it, but completely different, in a different way. Do you believe that? You're like, well, I just said I love you once.
When my boyfriend told me, yeah, I'll always have love for my ex-girlfriend, I'm like, sorry, you'll have what?
So you're gonna have love?
I'm sorry.
That's not allowed.
That's absolutely not allowed.
There is one love only at a time.
And it's me.
Hands and arms in the vehicle, one love only at a time. Thank you.
Exactly. And I know it's said in like such a respectful way because, you know, like you've had love for them, so you have that respect for them, but it's not allowed, so.
No.
You better stop that.
I also think I never had the type of relationship to understand it, and I think that's my problem is that I don't get it. I'm like, how could you? Like, I don't love any of my ex-boyfriends.
You were always the one to like.
I was always the. I was
the.
I was always the one who left, so I didn't get that, and I never had like the serious.
Yeah. So for me, like it's so weird because it was like with my ex-boyfriend, he said it, and I never said it back because I was like, I knew I didn't love him. As weird as that sounds.
But was he pissed?
So why were you with him, Alessia? I don't know. It was my first relationship.
I don't think that you have to love somebody to be with them, especially when you're young. Like, when you're older, okay, it's different. But when you're young, like, you have to experience.
Yes, you have to experience. But at the end of the day, like, I don't care what any girl says. Like, when you're with somebody, you know if you want to, like, if you love them, if you want to be with them. Or if you're panning things out and you're seeing or you're whatever, or you're unsure. Like, you know what I mean?
But I do think when you're younger, you're so inexperienced that you just think, okay, maybe at some point I'll love you. Like that happened to me with all of my boyfriends. I said I love you, but it's not that I didn't mean it. I just always felt like at some point it would get stronger, but it didn't.
Right.
If that makes sense. And I loved them.
And that's why now probably is why you like to wait a little more, because you like to actually see if it develops into anything before you start.
But it's just
spreading that L word.
But I did wait a while before telling them. But it's just like I loved them, but I wasn't like in love. Like I wasn't the type of love that was like, you know, but I did love them.
It wasn't like twin flame love. Yes.
I cared for them and I loved them, and that's why I could say I love you, but it was never to the point where like I would always think about it after and be like, do I really mean this?
Yeah.
Because it was hard, because you're like, I do love you, but I don't love you the way I feel like I should.
Yeah. So for me, it was really just, it's with my current boyfriend now, actually. It's so weird because it's like we were speaking for, I guess, like about like 2-3 weeks. And it was really at that stage where I was like, oh, like, I don't know, like, am I going to go for him? Like, like, am I really going to be that girl to give myself to him? Because it was also the type of thing where it was like, I was also playing really hard to get. And it was getting to the point where he was like, okay, listen, like, take my number. Like, I'm done chasing you at this point now. Like, you either want to, like, pursue something or, like, lose my number type of thing, you know? So, anyways, long story short, but, like, I was actually... Anyway, so I finally was like, okay, you know, like, love a man with balls, fine. Like, let me give him a chance, whatever. But, like, it's weird because, like, I knew that night would be the first night, like, I slept with him and I would stay over. Like, I just knew because we had seen each other before and, like...
It was calculated.
Like, you know, it was calculated. You know, because I did the 3 S's. Shit, shower, shave. So
it's if your underwear and your bra match and you shaved, you decided.
You knew that was gonna be the night that you were gonna sleep with.
Even if he wasn't inviting you over, you were saying, I would love to see your place.
No.
Like, I didn't shave for no fucking reason.
No, I didn't shave. Invite me cream, literally. You know how hard it is to fucking shave the asshole? Like,
there is nothing like the first time you sleep with somebody. You're going in between your toes and you're saying,
it's the only time you're gonna be as soft as a baby's ass. Because after that, we don't try as hard.
We're
lucky if you know.
Every single part of your body smells amazing.
Yeah, literally.
And now, baby, you're getting a baby wipe, and that's what you're getting.
So yeah. So I was like, at this point, fuck, even if I don't pursue him, I fucking did all this work. No, I'm kidding.
3 hours in the shower. It's coming.
So no, I went over. No, we went out. He brought me to like a family event kind of thing. And I was like, it's a bit too soon. But you know what? I think like things don't always have to be so like, how do you say it?
By the book.
By the books. Like I actually, like, it takes a lot of balls to just be like, no, I'm going to bring you to my family event. There was no like parents and stuff, but it was just like cousins and stuff. So anyways, after that, we went back to his place. And then,
banged.
Like, you know, there was so much like tension about like us sleeping together and stuff that I was like, oh my God, I knew it was going to be good. And I knew that I thought it was going to be more rough and like how we were speaking and stuff. Why did this become a sex podcast?
Oh my God.
And then when we had sex, it was completely different than what I thought it was going to be. Like, I really thought it was going to be like, I don't know, like, we're just going to bang and it was just going to be like, wow, that was great sex.
Playful,
rough, ha ha ha. And it was so
ha,
like,
ha ha.
Ha ha ha.
What does that mean?
No ha. If he was ha ha haing on my vagina, let me tell you, my lips would go zoot. They would
closed for business.
Yeah, no, and it was just like we like, as like corny as it sounds, it was like we made love. It was so different, and then like he's gonna deny this, whatever he wants to say, fine. But I kid you not, in the morning from that night, like I already knew I would date him because it was just like it was different than just like
just there. The feeling was just there.
And no, he didn't say I love you that early on, but I remember we were up north and we were like just cuddling and he said it and I was like, you know when you get so like, it happened so quick and you're like, this is I wanted to say it, but I was also like still playing my game, like I'm so ugly, like.
But when everything is fresh, like I feel like it's also a commitment to say I love you. It's like you can't just say I love you now and in 2 weeks not say it. You have to.
But like also he said it when we were cutting in bed and I didn't really say it right away. Not because I didn't want to, but I was playing this stupid loser game. Like, who am I? And then like, but I also like, it's like fun when like one says it and then like you wait a little and then you say it. Like if it's like,
oh yeah, it's fun.
I love you, and then oh my God, I love you. Then it's like, baby, come here, I love you. Oh my God, and then all of a sudden every word that comes out of your word is I love you. It's like
every word that comes out of your word. It's all fun and games when you're the one that's not saying I love you back. But let me tell you, the person who doesn't get the I love you is there going.
I remember his ego went like, zoot.
It's actually the worst thing that's... Because it's
happened
to me.
It, and I do it again.
No, I would... But you know what, though?
But I never said I love you to someone and they didn't say it back. Like, I feel like I'm the type of girl that... Are you kidding me? I don't care how obsessed I am with somebody. I'm going to wait for them to say it first. I don't care how shy they are. Like, I'm not fucking putting my leg out on a limb and hoping for the best.
Leg out on a limb. Not. Don't know if that's the fucking motto, but...
I don't think it is.
I think that it depends. It totally depends. And I never thought I would be that person. But, like, I did twice. But I can't explain. So my advice is... Because I've been on both sides of not saying it back right away. Like, when my ex-boyfriend said it to me, I didn't... For, like, 2 weeks, I didn't tell him. And then I was like, okay... You know,
I just think don't say anything you don't mean.
But yeah, be sure about it before you say it. But also, like, it's fine to not say it. Like, and I know this now, but I'm also a fucking hypocrite. Because when I told my boyfriend that I loved him and he didn't say it back immediately, I freaked out. Like, I literally lost my shit. My boyfriend that's sitting right in front of me right now.
Sorry, David. You want to come on the podcast for about 2 minutes? You want to talk about this?
It's not a bad story, but basically, like, I freaked out because I was like, I did not expect this.
Where did you say it? Where were you?
We were like in bed.
And you said I love you?
It was really late. It was like 3 a.m.
So you said it when you were drunk?
No. It just...
And David, did you hear her?
What?
Did he hear you?
Of course he heard me. Anyways,
what did he say?
It's a whole other story. That story doesn't matter. The point is, obviously he loves me, and that we know now. But
she's like, obviously, babe, tell them you love me.
No, it's more complicated. Like, it's a story that doesn't. There's no point in anybody hearing the story. But I'm just saying, like, he didn't immediately say that he loved me back until I fucking forced it out of him. But like. Which is a problem because I think, like, obviously, and I realize now, and I know I always knew this, but when it happens to you, you're like, oh my God, like, I just took all my pride and like, I didn't get, like, I was so
you're
sure.
Your most vulnerable state.
Most vulnerable. Like, I've never been vulnerable like that. And I also never meant it the way, like, when I said it to him, and I was like, oh my God, like, I'm literally, I can't live another day.
Just slips out, Like you're just like, haha.
But I was like, I can't live. And the thing I was so sure why I even said it is because he told me he loved me once when he was drunk, but he never remembered that he said it. And we never spoke about it. He just told me on the phone like that, like it just slipped out. So I was like, okay, he loves me. You know, like I had that security blanket that I knew that he loved me.
Okay.
So that's why I was like confident enough to say it. But then when he didn't say it back, I was like shocked and like, oh my God, like I was so in this state of like vulnerable that I like freaked out, and I was like,
you're like,
no,
if friends asked, like, the story is he told me he loves me first.
If friends ask, we love each other, and that's it. And we loved each other from the minute we met. But like, it was just this moment where I was like, what the fuck have I been totally wrong? But everybody has their own way of like,
and time
has their own way and time, and it's like, just because somebody doesn't say it doesn't mean they don't love you. Mm-hmm. And I think like it was, and I realize now, and I already knew this, is like you can't force somebody to say something that they're not ready to say. And like some people, it's just a harder decision.
Okay,
like,
so what happened when you forced him?
He said, I love you.
Okay.
But it's not that he didn't love me. It's just everybody has their own time. And I know that because with my ex-boyfriend, I didn't say it right away, and I needed my time to think. And it wasn't like, but obviously it was a totally different relationship.
Oh my God.
But I just like remember.
Why anybody would be at their most vulnerable state feeling super insecure.
But then I also get like, why you would want to wait. Like why? And also when you love somebody, you don't love them because they love you. You love them because you love them. So it shouldn't matter if they say it back or not. And I do understand that. And it's like, you have to like, if you tell somebody you love them and they don't say it back right away, it doesn't mean they don't love you. It just means like everything progresses differently and people are ready to say things when everybody works at a different pace and has their own experience and had their own past experiences. So you can't expect somebody to, the second you said it, to be like, oh my God, I couldn't wait to say. And sometimes that'll happen like that, but like you have to be patient with people.
Realistically, it's not like the movies. You're in the rain, you go, I love you. It's no Notebook, okay, guys?
And that's what I realized is that like, as much as like a relationship
can be. I think guys like
to
take more of their time though. As weird as this, I find girls, we're pretty assertive. We know when we want to say something or like we're more calculated. Guys, I find they take their time. They want to make sure it's the right thing. Like,
but it depends on the person. Depends what you mean. True. Well, it depends how you care for the word. Like some people don't care. They'll just tell you because they'll know they got something out of it. Yeah. But I just think from experience that you have to be patient with people. So if you decide to tell somebody you love them, then it shouldn't matter whether or not they say it back. And I'm a fucking hypocrite because let me tell you, don't say it back. I have a gun. But realistically speaking,
don't listen to Veronica's advice.
If you tell somebody you love them, you have to also think logically, and like, you can't be upset. Like, you just have to be patient with people, and eventually if they do love you, like, they're gonna come around and tell you.
I'm not waiting for eventually.
And obviously you're not gonna tell. Chances are
you say it and you mean it, and I don't care if you don't actually, but say it.
Say it right now. Just lie.
So when
lie
I go
to
back
me.
To my
Literally
I
lie
have
to
a good
me.
story to tell, and not that they're going, he doesn't love you.
No. I literally I remember when my boyfriend didn't say, I was like, honestly, lie to me right now. Just fucking lie. Like, just so that I could be okay. Like, but
how long after did he say it? How many weeks? How many months?
My boyfriend now? 3 hours after.
Oh.
Like I said, I had a gun to his head.
Like, it's pretty long for a gun.
It was a conversation. Like, it wasn't like he said, cool. You know what I mean? Like, it was just like we had this whole conversation, and then it worked out in the end. But it's just like, it doesn't happen so smooth. It worked out in the end. Yeah. Fuck.
Guys, if you're listening on iTunes.
If you're listening on iTunes, shut the fuck up and come watch on YouTube. Literally. Like, you're a loser.
Come see your fucking hot ass faces.
And my finger guns. I'm gonna get banned from YouTube soon. How many times I do finger guns? But no, all that is to say is, like, be patient with people, and like, when it comes to telling somebody you love them, like, you can't expect somebody to feel the exact same way as you, even though you feel so connected. Like, and realistically speaking,
I'm sorry,
that was a loud car. Realistically speaking, if you are ready to tell somebody you love them, like, chances are they love you too, because you're at the point in the relationship where, like, you feel that connection.
Not always, though.
Well, your boyfriend told you after 2 weeks, so maybe not. You're like,
I'm sorry.
You're like, it was 3 weeks.
You just, like, stripped me naked there. Like, I have nothing left. My boyfriend told me after 2 weeks.
No, but
that's just because I'm amazing.
But I just think chances are, like, if you're ready to tell somebody you love them, it's because you feel some sort of stronger, like, you're not just walking up to somebody.
And I also want to say, this is a little off topic, but you know how, like, when you break up with somebody and, like, somebody, like, obsesses over somebody and they're, like, so in love with them still and stuff. And I heard this thing from this guy Matthew Hussey. If nobody's ever listened to him, I actually saw on your sister's phone today that she had his email, and I died of laughter. She's like, it was 6 years ago. I wanted to see what his tips were to get a guy, and I was dying. But that was today when we did the music video. But he says, like, you cannot technically love somebody who does not love you back, because love has to go both ways.
Exactly.
So technically, like, when a relationship ends and stuff, you're normally, like, you know, you're thinking of all those moments and you think you still love them, but love has to go both ways. So if he breaks up with you, or you break up with him, and, like, you can't still love, like, you could love somebody, but
you can't be in love with somebody that's not in love with you.
And I also want to say, do you think there's a difference between loving someone and being in love with somebody? And if so, do you know the difference? Like,
yes and yes.
But I don't mean, like, do you know the difference because, like, you've had different relationships? Like, do you know the actual definition?
I mean,
you're like,
are you quizzing me?
My God,
I can tell you what
fucking dictionary.
I can tell you what I believe that it is.
Okay, for me, when you love somebody, what's the difference between love and in love?
Okay, for me, when I love somebody, it just means, like, I genuinely deeply care about them, and I care about their well-being, and I want to see them do good, and, like, I have love for them. Like, I love, like, a friend, like, anybody, you know, you have love for them.
Okay.
But being in love,
so basically, I'm love to you.
Yeah.
But why aren't you in love with me? We're best friends. We're soulmates.
It's different. Because being in love with somebody is, like, having, like, almost, and I don't want to say infatuation because it's not really, like, the right word to say that, but, like, it's a totally different level. Like, I can love you. You can love people and they don't need to love you back. But to be in love with somebody, it's that's like ways. A both ways thing. That's like it's a connection that you have that. And I always say, like, you know, people who have these crazy crushes and they say, oh my God, I love him so much. I love, like, it's like, you can't.
Can you love him if he doesn't even know you exist? Like,
exactly. Like,
imagine how much you would love him if he knew you existed and you guys were dating.
And chances are those people you obsess about that you think you love, you don't really actually know them.
No.
So you can't love somebody unless you really know them. And that's why...
My God, is there something going on in your house? Are they coming to get us?
Jeez.
Because I'm scared.
No.
Ladies, you're gonna have to stop the music video.
Oh my God,
Corona's going on.
I'm nervous. I hope we got that on microphone.
I hope my car's
on
okay.
microphone.
And this is why when I come to Veronica's house, I like to be walked down and brought up.
Because there was a cop car driving down the street.
I don't know. I get scared. Never trust anybody.
Anyways, I do think there's a difference between love and being in love. And I also think you can't love somebody if you don't know them and if they don't love you back. Because it's different. You to be in love, you show a different part of yourself, you know? You can just love somebody. It's caring for... Love is caring for somebody deeply. Being in love is like having this connection, this relationship that's much deeper than just loving somebody, you know?
Oh my God, so much love, so much red, so much.
Crazy.
Christmas time is coming up. Guys, I just want to let you know that we have an update on our couches. We are most probably getting a futon couch because that's what we could afford. If not, with my aunt's discount at the company she works.
Gotta love these aunts, eh?
Gotta love these aunts. They come in handy. Out. My mom goes, you didn't know? Zia works for this company and she gets 60% off wholesale price at Wayfair on the Cosmopolitan line. I said, say no more. Veronica, go on wayfair.com
choose what you want.
Our couch. And let me tell you, that's exactly what we did.
So, guys, we'll let you know. And maybe in the next episode, which I highly doubt. We'll be on a new couch.
And you know what? We're coming closer to Christmas time. Maybe let's just keep it in the fucking family and change it in a little bit.
We just have to add a Christmas tree.
Yeah.
But,
and our neon sign. By the way, our neon sign is not up. But if you want to use our discount code, Chemical X, for 10% off at discount code.
At checkout.
Fuck, I'm not good at this. I'll just leave that part to you and just throw in my jokes.
Yeah, like Alessia said, 10% at discount code. Chemical X, checkout. If you want a little bit of a discount, yeah, mate, on the fucking neon sign. You're like, hold on a minute.
Do you know what I mean?
Anyways.
Wow, I wish I could speak Australian.
That was not Australian. That was British.
Well, then you need to fix your British accent.
But thank you so much for listening, guys. It's been real.
It's been fun.
Maybe 1 a.m. I don't know how to speak anymore. Thank you for listening.
Yeah.
See you next week on the Chemical X podcast.
See you then.